Welcome, everyone. Hope you are all doing well today. Today, I will be making cottage pie, one of my family's favorite supper recipes. This recipe is really easy to make. First, I start out by peeling and chopping up two large onions. Then, I place them aside for a moment while I'm waiting for the hamburger to cook. I like to cut my onions up into large pieces, but really, you can cut them up into whatever size you prefer. Next, I like to take two garlic cloves and chop them up fairly small to add them to the hamburger and onions once the hamburger is cooked a little bit. Now I will go ahead and add the hamburger to my cast iron pan. Breaking up the hamburger will, of course, allow it to cook much better. Once the hamburgers cook some, you can then go ahead and add in your onions and garlic after the fact. While this is starting to cook up nicely, you can go ahead and add some salt and pepper for seasoning for now, which I find is one of the best seasonings to add for meat. Look at how nice and browned up the hamburger is getting. This is where I add in the garlic. You don't really want to add it too early as you could lose some of the flavor of the garlic. All right, once the hamburger is fully cooked, I add in a little extra flavor to the meat. I added in 3 packages of the Shepherd's pie flavoring I picked up at the dollar store. You don't have to add this, but I did in this recipe today. Also, do not drain out the liquid from the hamburger as this helps to mix up the powder from the packages. At this point, while you're making your cottage pie, just make sure you stir the hamburger really well to make sure that the powder is well mixed in with the hamburger, and you're going to have a lovely taste. All right, you fellow YouTubers, while your hamburger is simmering, this is a good time, of course, to peel and cut up your potatoes. At this point, when you are chopping up your potatoes, the smaller you make the pieces, the faster it's going to cook, of course, but that is totally up to you if you want to cook them in bigger chunks. Now, once your potatoes are peeled and chopped to your desired size, go ahead and add them to your pot. And when you are putting water in your pot to put them to boil, you just got to really make sure the potatoes are just covered. Now, once you have enough water in your pot to cover your potatoes, go ahead and place your pot on the stove. You can turn the burner on high, allow the water to boil, and this usually takes about 10 minutes or so to fully cook the potatoes once the water is on a hard boil. And you'll be able to tell that your potatoes are cooked when you take a fork and you cut the potato or stab it or whatever you want to call it. You'll be able to tell it's done when it's soft. Now, while you're waiting for your potatoes to finish cooking, as you could see that they're almost pretty much ready, I go ahead at this point and take the casserole dish, and you can go ahead and place in your hamburger in the bottom of the pan, and then you can put your corn on top. Now, in regards to your corn, that's all at your discretion whether or not you want to put a little bit or a lot. Now that you have your hamburger and your corn in your casserole dish, your potatoes are cooked, go ahead and strain out your potatoes and you can mash them fairly well. I like to add a bit of butter to them to make them a little bit moist because if not, they will be a little dry. But yeah, if you go ahead and just mash them up really well, and then you can go ahead and add them on top of your corn and hamburger.
Moving stuff out there.
Huh? He's moving the scaffolding stuff. Oh, yummy potato chunk. Mm. Now that your potatoes are all mashed up and ready to go, you can go ahead and place them on top of your corn and your hamburger. And I usually, once every all the potatoes are in the casserole dish, sometimes will take a fork or whatnot and spread it out and like to score it, make it a little nice, pretty looking. In case you have company over. And then I'll go ahead and spread some salt and pepper on it with a little bit of paprika as well, which gives it a nice color. And then you could go ahead and place it in your oven. If you haven't already, set it to 350, 375 degrees Fahrenheit for about 15-20 minutes to allow the potatoes and everything to get a nice golden color to them. Oh, this looks so yummy. I can't wait to try it. Now, while you are dishing it out, be careful, of course, as you can see that it is still hot and steaming. But place it into your favorite dishes, serve it to your family members, your guests, whoever may be around at the time that you are making this cottage pie. And I really do hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, and hit that notification button for more videos to come. And yeah, take care, enjoy, and I really hope you enjoy this recipe as much as my family does. Until the next one.